Hi folks, it's Chef Kevin. I'm out here in my backyard in Jamesville, Virginia. I need to pick a particular type of pepper in my garden. It's called a chocolate beauty bell pepper. Most people aren't familiar with those. Anyways, I'm going to make a great comfort food today. I'm going to take the pepper and stuff it with mac and cheese and beef. And then I'm going to smoke it inside of a smoker as opposed to an oven. So this is going to be a nice tasty meal, and it's going to be on the different side. So let's go in the house and I'll show you what the peppers look like. So here are my bell peppers. I have a variety of colors here. This is the green one. Now sometimes green peppers stay green their entire life, whereas others become red, like this one here. The red is more sweeter than the green. As far as the yellow goes, that's a whole different species right there. And there's also an orange one. Those are different species than the red and the green. Now another species is the chocolate beauty pepper that came from my garden. Now this one I think is the sweetest of them all, and it's a bell pepper basically, so it has no heat to it, but it does sort of have like a little peppery flavor to it, I believe. So I have a nice bunch of colorful peppers here. This is going to make a nice dish, nice and attractive. First thing I'm going to do is cut the top off. And then I'm going to cut a little of the bottom off just to make it easy to stand in the pot. Take out any seeds. This leaves you a nice little receptacle for your mac and cheese. And if there's a hole at the bottom, don't worry about that. That's not going to make a difference. So I'm going to finish these other three peppers off and then prep the garlic. In the meantime, I have a pot of hot water on the range, and these peppers have to be blanched in hot water in order to soften them up a bit. Otherwise they would be too firm by the time the peppers are ready to take off. You have to pre-cook them. I'll show you how to do that too though. This is the ground beef that I'll be using. This is chuck. It's 80% lean, 20% fat. It's typical burger meat. And I'm going to be cooking that up in the saute pan with a little garlic, salt and pepper. Now you can use lamb if you'd like. You can use pork or a beef pork combination. If you want to keep it on the lighter side, you can use ground turkey or ground chicken, although I've never tried that. I think they come out best with a red meat. Okay, I'm going to cook this in the saute pan with a little salt and pepper and a little fresh garlic. So let's do that now while that water's still heating up. There's no need for any extra fat in there. Now this is something that you have to do because you can't put raw meat inside of the peppers. It has to always be pre-cooked. Now this looks like a lot, but a lot of the fat and a lot of the moisture are going to render off. And try to break it up as best I can. This will probably take about 5-6 minutes. As you can see, there's quite a lot of fat and water in the bottom of the pan. So what I'm going to do is go to the sink and dump it into a container that's in the sink. Don't dump it right down the drain, or else you're going to be calling the Roto-Rooter man the next day. So I want to get that liquid out because I don't want this to boil. Okay, I'm going to add some fresh ground pepper here. A little sea salt, or about a half teaspoon or so. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 pieces of garlic, 2 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to use a press. I like using a press as opposed to a knife because this way you squeeze the juices out, and then the pieces that come out are a little finer than a knife cut. Okay, I don't want to overcook this because it's going to continue to cook what's inside the pepper. Okay. That is done. So I'm going to reserve that. And I think my pot of water is ready to go. Okay, this is very hot water. It's not boiling, but it was boiling a few seconds ago. And what I'm going to do is just lower my peppers into that. This is called blanching. And you have to do this to soften up the skin, pushing them under the water. Soften up the skin, otherwise it would take you so long to cook. It would take you so long to make it tender that the insides would be overcooked. So you have to pre-cook the outside. Now I'm going to set my timer for 4 minutes and then take them out and put them in a bowl of cold water, and that'll stop them from cooking any further. That's called shocking. I don't want them to cook any further than this. If I was to leave them in the pot, they would surely overcook. If I was just to leave them on the counter hot, they would overcook as well. So I'm going to shock them, and that'll also let me able to handle them. Okay, that was exactly 4 minutes. Into the ice water. Okay, the only thing left to do is the actual mac and cheese. So let's get into it. Okay, so I have a saute pan over a medium-high heat. I have a little more than a cup of elbows. Now those are pre-cooked. Those are left over from last night. And I cooked them so that they're al dente, firm, because I knew that whatever I'm going to use it for, I'm going to have to cook it a little bit more. So I purposely undercooked it. 2 tablespoons of butter. So this is really a good way to use up any leftover pasta that you may have around the house. I'm going to go ahead and add 6 ounces of evaporated milk. I'm going to add a heaping teaspoon, sorry, that was a 1/4 teaspoon of Coleman's mustard. Has a nice little bite to it. I'm also going to add a little cayenne pepper. Not much. That was about a half a teaspoon perhaps. I have a cup of cheddar cheese, mild cheddar cheese. And I have half a cup of Romano and Parmesan cheese. So I have 2 different types of cheeses here. I'm going to lower that heat a bit. You don't want to overcook this because it can become very thick. It'll curdle up, in other words. Mac and cheese. America's comfort food, is it not? I'm going to add 1 cup of the ground beef. I think that needs a little more ground pepper. Okay, this is a very nice consistency. It's not dried out, it's not loose, and it will cook a little more once it's in the smoker. So this is ready. I'm going to pull it off and then stuff the peppers. This is the pan that's going into the smoker. Now I'm not going to pack these down because I don't want to rupture them. These are nicely topped off. And what I'm going to do now is put a little tomato sauce in the bottom of the pot. This way you have a nice sauce to go with your mac and cheese. And the sauce will absorb some of the smoke flavoring, so you'll have a nice little smoky tomato sauce. And what I'm going to do is add just a little water, just about an ounce or so, because I know the sauce will dry out if I don't add a little water to it. Okay, let's go down to the smoker. Okay, this is my Brunswick Platinum model smoker. It's a pellet type smoker. You don't have to have this particular type of smoker. Any smoker will work as long as you know how to use it. So I'm going to put these in at 200 degrees for an hour and a half, and then I'll check it with a fork, see how tender it is. So this is what the peppers look like after 2 hours in the smoker. Looks nice, but we're not out of the woods yet. I have some mozzarella cheese. This is the same cheese that is used in pizzas. So actually I have 4 different types of cheese on these peppers. And what I'm going to do is put this under the broiler for about 3 to 4 minutes perhaps. It's going to melt down and make a very decadent meal. So here we have it, folks. Chef Kevin's stuffed peppers. Looks very good. We have a combination of several colors here, and color is everything. Appearance is everything. I mean, that's why the cosmetic business is so multi-billion. Right, girls? Okay, so let's garnish this up and taste it. Okay, so I don't know which pepper looks better than the other, but ooh, this is serious shit here. I'm gonna go for the yellow one that's right in front. Okay. Let's cut this right in half. take a look at it. The mac and cheese is just perfect. I can taste the garlic. The smoky flavor is just like out of this world. Try it with the sauce. That is absolutely wicked. Another bite. The cheese has a really nice crunch level to it, and the mac and cheese is very good. It's not overly thick. It's not runny. Okay, folks. It looks like I'm going to be eating mac and cheese for a week. If you like my mac and cheese, if you like me, for whatever reason, if you think I'm a half-decent chef, then go ahead and make my day.
Go ahead, make my day.